This is a mistake that is delaying your mastery in simultaneous interpretation. Are you ready? Here it is. Starting right away. Most interpreters start interpreting right away in order to keep up with the speaker. And here are some signs that you are doing this. Number one, you struggle with terminology and vocabulary. You keep missing information while you are speaking. You lose the storyline and you misinterpret what you are hearing. By the end of this video, you will know what to do in order to avoid this mistake and start transforming your interpretation. When I started learning interpretation, I used to start as soon as the speaker as well. And there were a few things that came up from this. I would not be able to hear the last of the sentence or the end of the sentence. Often my volume would be higher than the speaker's volume. And I will need also long pauses just to make sense of what I was listening to. Does this resonate with you? You might be thinking that starting right away is a beginner's mistake, but honestly, interpreters, even experienced interpreters, made this mistake also when they run into mental fatigue or they are stressed. So starting right away is not a sign that you are not a good interpreter or that you will never master this skill. On the contrary, when you are aware of it, it means that you are self-monitoring and you can do something about it. Are you with me? A few principles about simultaneous interpretation that might help with this. When we start right away, when we start interpreting right away, we do not allow for time for listening and understanding. This is how the process works. We listen, we understand, we interpret, we listen again, we understand, we interpret, and so forth. It's a very simple cycle that repeats again and again, and in simultaneous modes, it repeats at a very high speed. The same process applies when you are interpreting in consecutive mode or when you are doing sight translation. It is the process of interpretation. Another important principle is that it is normal for the interpreter to be a couple of sentences behind the speaker in simultaneous interpretation. I hear this all the time from my students, but I'm behind. But here is the thing. It's okay to be behind. You're going to be behind the speaker, and sometimes, depending on how complex, how convoluted, how dense the information is, you are going to be sometimes even 3 or 4 sentences behind the speaker. And as I said, that is normal. The reason for this, the reason for staying behind, is that in our understanding, we are processing ideas. We are not processing sentences. And there could be 2, 3, or more sentences that will make up one whole idea. And you will need to stay behind so that you can capture the whole idea before you interpret. This is what we call lag in simultaneous interpretation. And the third principle is that not only you have to feel confident in being behind your speaker, but you also must be comfortable with the overlap that is with speaking on top of your speaker at the same time that you are listening. I know, yikes. I know what you're thinking. Impossible. But here's the thing. Your ability to stay behind, lagging, and your ability to speak at the same time that you're a speaker and at the same time that you are listening to you, a speaker, this is what makes simultaneous interpretation what it is. This is what simultaneous interpretation is all about. And that's why not anyone can do it. But the good news is that everyone can learn to do it. Experienced interpreters find their place of comfort managing lag and overlapping. This is something you achieve by playing with your lag and by expanding your capacity to multiple tasking. And this is not like the multiple tasking you do when you are scrolling in your phone while you're cooking. This is more like juggling highly demanding cognitive skills, kind of multiple tasking. Yeah. And that is why in my program, the Interpreter Certification Accelerator, we spend a good chunk of our simultaneous practice with exercises that build up that confidence to stay behind, which are lag exercises. And we also spend a lot of time expanding our capacity for listening and speaking at the same time. Because that, my friend, is what the gist of simultaneous interpretation is. In the meantime, I want to leave you with one recommendation that has helped me a lot and has helped the interpreters I train a lot as well. Here it is. Practice the simultaneous mode, letting go of the first sentence before you start interpreting. And do this systematically every time you start interpreting. I know it sounds totally scary, right? But here's the thing. The more you practice doing this, the more comfortable you are going to be with it. Your mind is going to be like, I can do this. Commit not to say anything until the first sentence has finished and see how it works for you. The first time it's going to be terrifying because you're going to be behind and you're scared. The second time it's not going to be that bad. And the third time it's going to start feeling very possible. Very possible. Because your brain will learn that it's safe and that this works. You are just teaching your brain that it's possible to be behind and still be delivering your interpretation, and that's how simultaneous interpretation works. And even though we use the word simultaneous, it is not really simultaneous, but you are applying cognitive skills at such a fast speed that it seems you are doing this simultaneously. The truth is that our brain cannot do 2 or 3 things exactly at the same time, but it can do many things very quickly so that all these activities overlap and give the illusion that they are all happening simultaneously. Yeah. If this resonates with you, I unpack these concepts in my upcoming workshop, 3-part roadmap to interpreter certification success. The details are below this video. So before we end, let's recap. Mistake number 1, starting right away. When we start too soon, we don't allow time for listening and understanding. It is normal in simultaneous interpretation to be a couple of sentences behind the speaker. And the recommendation is something that you can start doing right away, right now. Practice simultaneous letting go of the first sentence before you start interpreting. It's a very good exercise to develop confidence and lag. If you want to go deeper into these concepts, I am hosting a live online workshop, 3-part roadmap to interpreter certification success. Yes, so click the link below to join me. And stay tuned for number 2 mistake interpreters make during simultaneous interpretation in my next video. See you soon.